All right. Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to our playthrough of Esoteric Ebb. Oh, so chill, the vibes. Okay, so it seems that we met two people. So, in the last episode, we got into the main story, got through a whole lot of things, woke up after being sunk in the river, learned a little bit about more of the universe that we are currently in, and we have a mission to go speak to the goblin chieftain known as the Dragon in order to find out, well, our main mission, what happened to the tea house, which we did have a brief chance to look at. It's been sealed magically, but we need to investigate and find out why it done been blowed up. We met some of the locals, seemed like fine folk, but I was distracted. So my objective with this playthrough is, and again, I will talk about this once and I'll talk about it a million times. I get easily distracted. When I used to play Disco Elysium, I wanted to talk to literally every single person that ever existed in that town, and I don't think I actually ever wanted to solve the major quest line until like several days later. And some slight spoilers, you're there to investigate a murder. But I don't think I actually went to go see the body for the next 3 days. So I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I promise we're going to proceed through the main quest this time around. And if there is something that can supplement it, I will do so. But dear viewer, you best gosh dang guarantee that in my free time, I am probably going to be playing this behind the scenes to literally talk to every blade of grass and every rock and every apple that I could possibly find. But as we get into it, oh, okay, here we go. Here's the session notes. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you, Chris, I assume our DM. Chris says to us, all right, so last time you got through the whole intro sequence. Just a day ago, a local tea shop exploded, and it's your job to figure out why. For some reason, you woke up at the bottom of a morgue. Great start. You had a little chat with Viskin, the pale-faced local mortician, then you went out to explore the city. Now, Tolstead is a pretty big place, but just the tiny snippet that you focused on already has a ton of people around, and you had a ton to look at. Now, you still need to find that goblin chieftain. Okay, well, I mean, I feel like I'm outsourcing my introductions to you, Chris, but you know what? Gosh dang it, I appreciate it. It'll keep me focused. So, without further ado, let's dive right back into Tolstad. And of course, dear viewer, if you enjoyed today's session, feel free to subscribe so you can always find your way back home. All right. So, I'm actually going to ignore pretty much everything until I find the goblin chieftain. There are lots of... Oh, good, the goblin garden. Oh, you're not going to let me pass? All right, what's your deal? Let me take a look. Let me behold you, Snell. What can I glean from you? Nothing? Great. Yep, not even a little bit, itty-bitty bit. So let's talk, Snell. You find a goblin standing at the tip of Tolstad. His clothes are fit for Reedsian? One more time with feeling. His clothes are fit for Reedsian trade, and his haircut is fit for a scrawny nobleman, a superficial fellow. Behind him, a vast view of the mouth of River Torno. Let me guess, you're the cleric? Taking you for granted, this goblin needs to learn humility. Yes, I am the cleric. That's me. He nods, looking tired and annoyed. I'm Snell, runner and handler of the HWBT. Old lady's been waiting for you. This old lady must be the chieftain, the matriarch of his tribe. Greet the goblin kindly. This is the beginning of a great cultural cooperation and exchange. HWBT? The Halfway Bridge Tribe. He seems surprised to have to explain that to you. Nice to meet you, Snell. You raise your arms up into the air, as one should when greeting an uncivilized tribal goblin. What the It's way too early for this. What the heck are you doing? Cleric? What are you doing? Don't you understand? I'm respecting your culture, goblin. The goblin does not respond, nor does he raise his own arms. Instead, he simply stares at you. His expression speaks of pain. Please, cleric, stop it. You feel great shame. Scouring your mind, it becomes clear to you that goblins, in fact, do not have a cultural salute. What you do remember, however, is a salute from an old Earthfolk play, wherein goblins were played by green-painted humans who ran around with their arms in the air. Oh no. Let's lower our arms. The goblin clears his throat. The goblin looks around, clearly struggling to find the right words. Exasperated, more like. Okay, right. Head down to the garden throne, but, he waves his claw towards you. What's all this? You look like a human crap. You've been floating around in the banks of the river. Your uniform shows it. He is making a playful jab. Don't worry about it. The gall! You should teach him a lesson. I fell into the river. He gives a shocked laugh. Wait, really? It's fine. Someone fished me up. Huh. Lucky you, I suppose. Just dust yourself off. The dragon's waiting, and trust me, you don't want to disappoint her. Is she spooky? Yeah, real scary. Insult her and she'll bite your head off. Then she'll scorch your corpse to dust. He laughs and crosses his arms. But seriously, she will screw you up if you annoy her. Not a jest. Tell me more about this lady. Sure. For starters, she's the most powerful woman in Norvik. And considering there was an explosion yesterday right in the middle of her territory, I think it's about time you do your damn job, cleric. Okay, lead me to her. Good. But just to make it perfectly clear, some ground rules. Don't say anything stupid. Don't climb the trees. Stay away from the edges and, He grins, showing off his polished fangs. Enjoy the garden, cleric. The goblin scurries down the stairs. He seems to be in a hurry. He is nervous. That makes you nervous. Tell her what she wants to hear and you'll be fine. You look out over the river. The cold Ascani wind seeps through the cracks of your helmet. Earth be blessed. He is always with you. Follow him down the stairs. You do so with great stride. Yeah, sure. Oh my gosh. Nature seeps through the cracks. By the way, if I haven't said this before, I adore this game. Level advancement? What? Oh, okay, great. Level 2 reached. Let's boost up charisma. Or what? Well, no, it doesn't really do much. Okay, so let's boost up charisma. Hopefully get that to an even number. Great. These railings follow the Safety Council standards of 1922. But yes, I am absolutely in love with this game, and there's so much to actually see and enjoy of everything that's happening here. Look at this. It's so beautiful, so cel-shaded, so lovely, so disco. Again, I really need to stop making that comparison, but gosh dang it, if it ain't a pretty game. That's the problem, but that is also the problem. Your stomach twists, beware her illusion. But that's the issue, though, you know? Like, I have a feeling that I want to explore so much. It's one of those games where you're just worried. I feel like it's one of those games where you want to play it correctly, but the game itself, inherently, there are no wrong answers. It's like one of those types of things where it's like the experience itself is the adventure. So you know what? I'm actually going to hide behind that. Dear viewer, this isn't incompetence, you see. It is my unique playstyle. of which I'm sure you're very familiar with. I'm not going to talk to her directly. That would seem rude. He's waiting. All right, let me engage. You approach him below a sprawling tree. The well-dressed goblin stands proud beside his master. Go ahead, cleric. With a proud smirk, he motions towards the wooden throne. Much of his personhood hinges upon that throne and its owner. You should stand before the throne, address her court. Okay then. Let me behold you. Oh, wisdom? Oh, maybe I should get a better chance with this one. Wow, she is a mystery. She's a forest goblin, level 18 chieftain, so she can whip me something awful. Something is very wrong. Her eyes are striking your soul. Hold on to that feeling or you will be consumed. Okay. Let's talk with you, dragon. You approach the throne. The sprites flutter, their glow illuminating the trunks of the great tree, its roots reaching far below, its branches holding up the dirt ceiling above. On the throne sits a tiny goblin. Her smirk is as bright as it is threatening. Her eyes follow you with an intensity, reminds you of a certain pale man. So this is the dragon. Yes, I can see it. Her glare is magnificent. Oh, what should I give you as a voice? Cleric of Norvik, of earth and river. Her shrill voice echoes out through the chamber. She's talking to you. You're the cleric. Great observation. I was assured by your masters, the top brass of the palace itself. Her words are tainted in disdain. Her voice causes you to shiver. They told me a cleric of the highest standing would arrive within the hour. So tell me, human. You should run. No, wait, you can't. But you should. Dominion. She has control here. Why am I sitting here, waiting? Tread lightly. You need her on your side. Make sure she knows you're on hers. Every word you say here could have a profound impact on the rest of this quest of yours. All right. Let's say, well, I don't know. She does have disdain for the palace, so, All right, I'll go for it. My masters are idiots, but I'm here now, don't worry. The frown quickly turns into a grin. Since we're on the same page, then. Her expression, she is appeased for now. Hers is a frightful presence. You can't take this much longer. You need to get out of here. All right, let's see if I can not become frightened. Oh! You brace your entire being as you meet her glare. With trembling innards, you resist. She lifts her chin. You stand. Good. She's not impressed, just happy you did not completely lose your mind. The dragon leans on her armchair, letting out an exhausted groan. It is vexing to watch my streets descend so far. Are you even aware, cleric? A local business caught up in an inferno in the middle of the day, right on Pillar Road. My road. The way she says that causes you to tremble. And yet Magistrate Darrow, she spits out the name like it's a curse word, he alone believes the Halfway Bridge tribe does not have jurisdiction over this particular location. She appears to have been stewing over this annoyance for some time. Her anger is pure and intense. She's trying to reel it in. Why does Darrow say that? Because he is a fool born out of nepotism and alcohol. Sick burn. Horrific slander. Where is your usual jurisdiction? She leans back and picks something from between her fangs. I have an official recognition of law on Lower Tolstad. The definition of that has always been vague. Some see it as anything below ground. Some as below sea. One more time with feeling. Some see it as anything below ground. Some as below water level. But the magistrate speaks for the city. She claps her hands together. See? This is what I've been dealing with. Blind faith in a failing system. She lets out a frustrated groan. It feels like the roar of a lion. And where exactly is the tea shop located? She glares at you. It is, or it was, rented out of a corner on the central fort, just above the holes next to the pillar. What are the holes? The holes, a common slang for the central spire of apartments in Tolstad. The lower ones are less fancy. She snaps her fingers towards the goblin to her right. That means it's a part of the core foundation of the... That means it's a part of the core foundation of the island fortress. Therefore, that property is legally an underground rental unit, he says, bowing his head. Lady. My people have been handling that damn crow's contract for years. But no, suddenly when the entire unit goes up in flames, that's when my people no longer have the right to enter the premises, to deal with it, to clean it up even. No, suddenly it is the city's business, and we should keep our noses out of it. Corruption, plain and simple. Sounds shady. Her sharp glare stabs you. Normal business in Norvik. And don't get me started on the actual effect this has on my people. Snell, she says, and beckons towards the comely goblin. He approaches the roots of the tree. He approaches the roots and takes a bow. Lady Sageleaf. As he turns to you, the magistrate says it was an incident involving a fireplace failure. They have yet to send anyone to actually investigate the scene. How can know that? What? Crap, something broke. Just ignore it and move on. Sorry, I misspoke. I meant to say, how can you know that? He glances toward his lady. We've kept an eye on it. The explosion occurred on the 21st of March, just past noon. You guys have March in your calendar? Well, that's very convenient for me, the human. Just past noon. 3 minor injuries were reported in the area. Luckily, foot traffic was low at the time of the incident, so despite the massive kaboom, no dead folks. Who were the injured? We only managed to get one name in that chaos. A certain Frank, son of Frank, was said to have walked away with lesser burns. That is the sort of prefix used by Earthfolk. A human, most likely. Huh, that isn't a real name. He was apparently dressed in a fancy yellow outfit, whatever that means. Like, sorry, the first thing that struck to me was like, Curious George and the man... Oh, God. The first thing that came to mind was the man in yellow, but that's like... That feels like a Cthulhu type of situation. Oh my gosh, and what the heck is your name? The person who created the Cthulhu mythos. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. God, the only name that's coming to me is George R.R. Martin. That's definitely not right. God, what's his name? Oh, I'm gonna get so much crap for that. Okay. Beyond that, we have some conflicting accounts. One person said, quote, he looked like one of them dungeoneers. You hear? A real adventuring man. End quote. Another said he was looking to get out of trouble, heading right down the stairs to Water Lane. Dungeon or Water Lane? Both sound like trouble. Frank? Son of Frank? Yeah. Really? Yeah. A dungeoneer. If you believe it, that comment was from one of the militia members. Could be smart to check on the city below just in case, despite the dangers. And down the Water Lane. Yeah, it seems like he was heading that direction. Through down, though down could mean the number of things, Water Lane included. Fancy yellow outfit? I'm assuming some type of Rhodian fashion. Can you just say Rhodesian? That would make it so much easier for my dumb brain. Was he inside at the time? I doubt it, considering the state of the building. Why was he there? We don't know. He is annoyed to have to answer that question. And where is he now? We don't know. They have not located the man despite major efforts. Sounds like you were handed a tough hand. Yeah. Although one of the militia members mentioned him just calmly walking away, down the stairs. Maybe down to the crossing or somewhere else, we don't know. Anything else you do know? Snell gives a nervous look to his master before answering you. We have theories, but we need proof. The lady raises her claw. The unveiling has begun, cleric. Secrets in the ashes. Corruption, madness. She claws at her wooden throne. Politics. Bureaucracy wears her down. This is clearly the work of a rogue spellcaster, someone who cannot go unpunished. A spell would indeed be the only logical answer for such destruction. A rogue spellcaster? Isn't there an anti-magic task force we can call for? Why, yes, there is! She points with a sharp finger. You! The Arcana Clerics of Earthguard, one of the few authorized spellcaster groups in the city, often used as a task force in esoteric events, accidents, and magical assaults. The lady clears her throat. Everyone holds her breath when she speaks. I formally declare a joint venture. The Halfway Bridge Tribe and the Earthguard City Clerics shall investigate the tea shop on Pillar Road and bring justice to those who seek to harm the peace. No creature, foul or fair, shall escape my rage. The words seep out from her maw, burning the air. Every goblin in the chamber looks upon her in awe. She is theirs to serve. The dragon has spoken. Nods solemnly. She grins. The goblin enjoys the power she wields over you. Snell, she says, waving towards him. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, he says, bowing his head. You're the handler of this case. You've worked on it since the explosion. You know more than anyone. Oh la la, complimented by his queen. I want you to represent the tribe in this venture. His face lights up. A goblin and a cleric. Together you will have access to both Upper and Lower Tolstad. You're going to have the pretty boy around. Damn, I thought this was going to be fun. His expression is that of shock. He did not expect this. Do not disappoint me, Snell. It appears you've received a party member on your divine mission. Sad it had to be a damned goblin. A new member to the party. He ignores you. The goblin takes a deep bow. Yes, Lady Sageleaf, your will be done. At your service, Lady Sageleaf. She grins. Yes, you are. Snell takes a step forward. First priority is the tea shop. We need to gain access. Your new goblin companion gives you a quick wave. Let's go, cleric. Snell is joined as a companion. You can speak with him if you need help finding your way across Tolstad. For as much as she told you, there's a danger you're missing here. The lady is keeping information from you. I visited the tea shop entrance, but it was shut. Yeah, by esoteric degree. So you gotta ask your coin lord for the passphrase. Snell, I'm so sorry. I keep butchering whatever voice I gave you. So you gotta ask your coin lord for the passphrase, unfortunately. And we should also look for that witness. Yeah, our Frank, dressed in yellow. He winces. Gods, that's funny. Either over on Water Lane or down the city below. Yeah, the port or the dungeon. I'd suggest the port, since it's slightly less life-threatening, generally speaking. And how do I gain access to the tea shop? Talk to your boss, Darrow. Or I guess he's not your direct boss or whatever, but you'll need to get an audience with him if you want to get inside the tea shop. Right, and where is this tea shop again? The goblin sighs. You know the massive pillar reaching the endless up onto the sky? Yeah, just west of that. I like you already, Snell. Oh yeah? Mutual, for sure. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Neat. Anything more I can talk to you about? Cleric, the lady leans behind her throne. You've returned. That's all for now. Yeah, I don't need to talk to you too much. Okay, so we need to go find Darrow, but before then, I'm exploring your little cave of wonders, Pillar Crossing of Lower Tolstad. Who are you? Raz, bow for hire. Could I add you to the party? Oh, wow. A hill goblin, level 8 rogue. He wants to kill you. This is a massive, unregulated, confident, and highly problematic goblin supremacist. Never mind! He will not debate you on it. He doesn't even see you as worthy of being alive. A focused killer, his body count must be in the hundreds. The type of man who wishes for nothing but the destruction of humanity, the Earthfolk especially, and the downfall of his invading species upon the shore of Ascani. Never mind, I do not wish to speak to you. You know what? I'm actually going to, as much as I would love to explore this, I want to get going. And we're going to leave here just a little bitty bit. Is that anything? Oh, is that stuff? I want stuff. What do we have? Can I steal this stuff? What is it? An ask of ingredients. You can surely take some. And so I shall. Yes, apple. Yes. What is this? Tending to the garden, be back after lunch, Nessun. Oh, okay. I hope you don't mind that I'm stealing your crap. Potted mushroom cultivated by someone skilled. Swamp extract. Okay. What is swamp extract? A small fungal spore ball. These can be farmed along the undercoast. They do wonders for your gut. They're not mind-altering, probably. Well, just in case, I'm going to eat an apple and regain my lost hit point. Alright, so I would like to talk to you outside, Snell. Okay. Alright, Snell. You are my partner in crime. So it looks like we have ourselves a heading. I still have my cantrip activated. I don't need that. Remove 1 level of exhaustion and restore 1 spell slot after resting. All dice checks are unlocked. Okay. That'd be neat, but I don't need that right now. So you're my Kim Kitsurugi, apparently. No, I don't have any follow-up to that. What do you got, Snell? You approach your companion. Let's get on with it. So what's your position in all this? Whatever do you mean by that, cleric? Why are you helping me in this rough world of ours? I'm here on behalf of Lady Sageleaf. Her will is for the streets of Tolstad to not be suddenly... Oh my gosh, Moose, come on. I'm here on behalf of Lady Sageleaf. Her will is for the streets of Tolstad not to suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the day. Actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to do a small little adjustment. I hope you don't mind, dear viewer. We're just going to put you here. We're going to put you... No, you don't need to be that large. There we go. Okay. Her will is for the streets of Tolstad to not suddenly burst into flames in the middle of the day. Her will be done, so to say. But why are you really here? My motives are not of interest, cleric. False. Motive is imperative in reaching into the heart of someone. He does not want to disclose his inner feelings to you. Understandable. You're kind of creepy. You got any family? I'm a goblin. What do you think? Goblins normally live in tribal societies with a broad family structure. Your companion most likely has, at the very least, a dozen or so siblings. Any less would be remarkable, even in Norvik. Why would you care about goblin family structures? They don't even have their own culture. That was the point of their genocide. You got a wife and kids? Nah, single for now. And trust me, this goblin ain't getting no offspring. Thank the gods for that. Alright, I have to say this. Yeah, screw them kids. The goblin rubs his temples. Uh-huh. What if it burst into flames in the middle of the night instead? I don't think she'd like that either. I have some other questions. Really? How surprising. Where do I sleep tonight? I don't know, cleric. He gives you a defeated look. Can't the city pay for something? You're a cleric, for God's sake. I can just not sleep. That's fine, right? Are you asking for permission? He sighs. You'll get exhausted if you don't sleep, cleric. If you do not take a long rest before dawn, you get 6 levels of exhaustion. If you get 10 levels of exhaustion, you die. Actually, I should really find a place to sleep. Smartest thing you've said all day. Maybe I can sleep with you? No. And seriously, don't phrase it like that. I don't know who Viskin is. Can I sleep in the Goblin Garden? No. Or, I mean... He thinks about it for a second and then once again says, no. Guess I could ask the Coin Lord? Ah, yeah. Darrow's your boss on this job, isn't he? Guess you got another thing to talk to him about. Fun. Okay, let's go. All right, so we need to find the Coin Lord. As soon as we need to find the Coin Lord. Now, there was something that I pressed that, okay. Questing, there we go. All right. So, your purpose in Tulsa is the entrance to the shop has been shut by Coin Lord Darrow. If you want to enter legally, you need his blessing. You do not have permission to enter the tea shop. You need authorization from the Magistrate of Tolstad, Coin Lord Darrow. You know his mansion can be found up on the hill on Central Did you get that, dear viewer? What is this? In Norvik, a pipe like this could lead anywhere. You look down at the pipe. Crawl inside. Now. Try to enter the pipe. You get down onto your knees into the dirt and put your helmed face into the entrance of the pipe. You can't seem to get further without immense force. You can do that. Just press harder. Enter the hole. Okay. Let's try to wriggle my way through. Nope. Still, suddenly the pipe gives. You hit a flowing rush of ice-cold water as it funnels you forward. Then down, then... Everything is cold and strangely familiar. Your drenched uniform clings to your flesh, the red rock of Tolstad. You are alive. You realize where you are, or at the very least, an approximation. Right below the entrance to the Goblin Garden. You're lucky. If you'd gotten swept out to sea, you'd be, well, dead for one. Like, completely DIP-ed. I need to get out of here. Okay. You could climb these, probably. Okay. Only way up. Crap. Yes, you must. It is highly dangerous, but it also seems to be the only way. If you only remembered how to cast Spider Climb. Spider Climb, a second-level transmutation spell, allows the target to move across vertical surfaces with ease and speed by turning their lips sticky and powerful. Mm-hmm. You see the silhouette of a goblin on the ledge. Hey! Jesus, you went all the way over here, huh? Who's Jesus? Geese, common slang shortened from geezus, often used to explain the sense of shock and annoyance. A titan who roamed Tuscany during the Fade era, famous for his visual similarity to a goose, only a lot bigger. Some ancient monuments found in modern-day Vizca seems to indicate that this titan died for all the sins of minor geese. How could you have let me end up like this, Snell? Oh, I'm so sorry, cleric. I should have thrown myself into the sea instead. That would have been much better. I'm glad to see we're in agreement. You can hear his groan even from all the way down here. Just Get up here. Just a second. Let me check around first. Where else can I go? What is this? Something's in this crack. Ooh, a shade of yore. That might be useful. Why did I decide to pick on the pipe? Okay. Okay. Alright, let's... Okay, great. Alright, good. Steeling yourself and your manly soul, you grip the wet rock. Place your feet higher up. You step at a time, slowly pull yourself upwards. Focused, strengthened, with absolute confidence. Come on! Reach! Reach? Just a bit more! With that final push, you make it. Now please don't do that again, okay? That was close. Slippery rocks, huh? For once, those burly muscles actually helped. For once, the muscles are a representation of everything you stand for, including slippery wall climbing. Be proud. Okay. Well, that was a waste of everyone's time. What do we have? A shard. Oh, a shard of yore. What do these do again? The shards of yore? Spend in dialogues to unlock dice checks. Okay, so these... something. These do something. Alright. It seems like, you know, we do have that dynamic with our partner where they seem absolutely upset with us. Old faded posters nailed to the wall, they're unreadable. Actually readable posters, they're still kind of old. Your eyes land upon a series of papers nailed to the wooden facade. Getting out information to people. How do you do it? One possible way, papers nailed on random walls. You'd be surprised how effective it could be. Some of them are torn or unintelligible. If you catch your attention. This seems illegal. Advertisement requires strict approval from the government. Tear them down, rip them up. Look for the old one saying grand opening. You can barely read the faded lettering on this ink-printed flyer. Grand opening of the Stubborn Sphinx, brewery and commercial tavern. Served without riddles, drunk with all charm. Pillar Crossing, 2nd LW. By the look of it, this tavern opened at least a year ago, maybe 2. What about the flower with the owl on it? S. Yelin and Son, binders and lithographers. Everything from designing to engraving. Count books, manufacturing, Water Lane View. This place looks like it could fix your ruined spell book. A prayer book. And yes, this place would help with that. And let's look at the poster with the faded green hammer. Sun-faded symbol covers up most of the large poster. It's a hammer printed with green ink. Asgalists, those who share the plight of the common folk. Gather ye workers, Asgal said, no gods above, no king below, only folk. Asgalist rally on the 22nd of March, TS Circle Square, UP. You can't just gather people like this. The city is surely against this type of erroneous collectivist behavior. All right, I'll leave. Okay, so we need to go find... we need to go find the coin master. Empty water barrels. Are there just empty? Nope, there are crowns. Who keeps putting coins in these things? That's my wonder. Alright, so looks like we're on a mission. I told you, dear viewer, that I get easily distracted very quickly. A trash receptacle, mostly stacked with old zines. Oh, we found a cardamom treat. You reached into the bin and pulled out someone intact cardamom treat. Do not. You did not just... Let me get this clear. You find yourself out on Pillar Road. You see a cardamom treat in the bin. You've been out there for God knows how long, and you think to yourself, what the hells? I'll just eat some trash. Calm down, it's not trash. What is... was it in the trash? Adjacent? Adjacent to garbage is still garbage. Will I ever recover from this? Sorry to say, but you've officially crossed the line dividing man from bun. You are now a bum. Go enjoy your tasty cardamom treat. Very nice. Ooh, is there stuff? I like stuff. Shard of yore. Garden apple and 12 coins. Oh. Sorry, excuse me. Yep, give me. Another cardamom treat. You can't stop me. You can't stop my way of life. What is this? A satchel. It looks greasy. Oily instructions. What? Examine. You hold up the paper, finding it actually to be a torn-out page of a book. The name in the margin suggests the book is called A Gnome Starter Guide to Esoteric Memorization. Alright, let's read it. The goblin leans in over your shoulder and reads it as well. The first step to understanding the esoteric memorization is understanding the underlying powers at play. Your strings stretch across this coast, invisible to the eye, yet connected to all things living and dead. A spell is oh god, it was lengthy. Oh, this was a mistake? It's already noon! A spell is simply a set of rules you must follow in order to manipulate those strings into an esoteric effect. Yet those rules are themselves esoteric in nature. As such, most wizards find the impossible to remember more than one handful of spells at a time. Newbie wizards, maybe. Oh? How many can you memorize? I'm more of a feelings kind of spellcaster. I don't care for numbers, or rules, or logic. Uh-huh. He turns back to look at the page. All right, keep reading. This is the big divide between cantrips and actual spells, as cantrips are both easy to remember and will not consume a spell slot. Spell slots are the common representation of how many spells of each spell level a caster is able to perform without rest. As a gnome, you are naturally gifted in the art of illusion magic. Other schools will be more difficult to memorize. The suggested harmless spell to use in training is the first level spell, Grease. To increase your chances at memorization, attempt to cast it at least 2 times per day. In the margins, there's a handwritten note that you managed to spot. It's written hastily and bold, like the author really wanted to hype themselves up. Oily instructions. It says, every evening and every lunch break at work, remember, you can do it. Oh no. The goblin leans over the ridge, looking down into the river. Damn. Poor, poor gnome. An esoteric mishap. Magic is a blade without a handle, and so on. Indeed, grease is a dangerous spell. Intensely dangerous. Let's learn the spell. You quickly memorize the piece of paper. Something, at least. Okay, so I now know grease. Which is the word. Okay. I also have to kind of brush on my memory of how to play, like, Dungeons and Dragons. What is this? What is this? Central Temple of Earth? Is this where the Coin Master lives? Because that's kind of where I need to go. Let me see. A street sign. Can you look at it? The wooden boards have faintly glowing lettering on them. Floating just an inch of the surface, the names of several locations are spelled out. A common type of magical ink creates permanent messages on any surface, until dispelled, of course. This appears to be more advanced kind, with magic mouth-like ability. It can react to commands and reshape temporarily. The 6th message, however, is only painted into the plank. Which way is to Darrow House? Words reshape for a moment into up the temple slope and the golden stairs. Ancestral home of the Darrows, one of the most influential noble families in Norvik. I'm good. Good sign. Okay, so up the stairs. There's so much to explore. Wait, green coat? Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait. What is this? Never mind. There's somebody who's, orking a bunch of, that's fine. River Takey, no, that's perfectly fine. Where's class conflict? That's fine. Coin Lords meet, that's okay. Frank Frankerson, yes, great. But where is the one You have glasses. In a green jacket. I think you're who I'm looking for, aren't you? Human, reads folk, level 2 writer. A girl on a mission. She's out to fight for the green no matter the battle. Her brash exterior is no fakery. It is her heart worn on each of her sleeves. Responsibility. That is the weight she feels weighing upon her shoulders. Modissa does not see herself, her ego, as having any greater meaning. Rather, that meaning has been transposed from others, her mentor, her friends, but more importantly, her ideology. Hold on, I think someone's looking for you. You see a girl with glasses stuffing a mail slit with a magazine. Yeah, that's not a courier, he whispers to you. What do you mean, Snell? She's delivering the news, clearly. The girl gives up on trying to jam the slightly too large paper into the mailbox opening. Huh? She looks up at you, adjusting her glasses. Let me see if I can help her push the paper into the slit. Maybe! Heck yeah! She takes a step back as you approach the mailbox slit. Cleric? No, like this. With the force of at least a dozen angry muscles, you grab onto the edges of the half-entered paper and powerfully press it into the slot. You do realize that once done, that you probably don't need that much force to press it in. But it sure looked good. I did not ask for help. Give her a thumbs up. I don't have time for this. Modissa, you hear a voice call out from down the alley. Let's go. She glances at the stack of papers and mutters to herself, crap. We gotta get done before evening, otherwise Waterlane is screwed. You hear the girl in green groan as she grabs her stack of papers. Then she rushes down the alleyway. Not sure what that was all about. But did you see the armband? Asgalist. The armband. Yes, she is an Asgalist. She is just some girl. No need to care. I'm done here. All right, All right, well, mission accomplished. You're welcome. All right, here we go. What is that? Are you an angle? Etir, city sworn angel. Strength is not my strong suit, but, well, with a nat 20, I'm gonna know everything about you. You're a celestial, lawful neutral, level 10 angel. Cold, stern, glorious. She follows orders, the type of orders that grant eternal fulfillment. There is a sadness in her existence, broken wings, stuck among lesser beings. What does she seek? When an angel falls, she ceases to exist. She is transformed. This creature does not seek redemption or emancipation. She seeks purpose. Etir does not need to be here. Something binds her to Earth, to Norvik, and it is not esoteric, any sense of the word. It must be difficult. It must be a difficult being to live between worlds like she does. Perhaps one day she will understand what is happening to me. Perhaps one day she will understand his words. Sorry, one moment. Okay. Let's see. Are you who I need to speak to? Etir, city sworn angel. In the Coin Lord's garden you encounter a porcelain specter. Polished armor, inhuman. Her presence is both ethereal and demanding. She floats gently in the air, strangely unaffected by the river winds. Your goblin companion keeps his distance, muttering under his breath a word of disdain. Angel. Bow your head. The creature does not turn to face you. Instead, her many eyes simply pivot their gaze. A handful of celestials employed by the city after the Clanlands deal of 13. Clanlands, a term for the unified halfling states in western Asken. The official name of the Fordnip Commonwealth, although many avoid its term as to not annoy envoys of the Golden Horde. Arcane cleric, she echoes, of the palace script house and earth guard. The flowers of the Coin Lord's garden dance beneath her, slaves to her beauty. This is the one. This Valkyrie. Keep her safe. You? Keep us safe? She'll wreck you, buddy. Beware. Just the cleric is fine, thank you. She now lifts her chin. Then she opens her mouth to speak in a projected cold tone. Etir. She says her name like a declaration of existence. Not really an introduction, more like a checklist of etiquette. As she states her name, you realize her mouth is not moving. Telepathic communication. The goblin gives you an uncomfortable look. He clearly does not enjoy having telepathic conversations like this. Snell is joining the mind talk? Great. That's a nice name. She does not respond. Speaking with this ethereal creature is unnerving. Oh, you're feeling something here, all right. Something fierce. You could shake her up with a nice comment. She would destroy you. She is too powerful. The angel would step upon your stole. Stomp on it. Well, let's tell her what you think of her many eyes. I got this. Oh no. The smooth thoughts and the smooth thoughts and endless love. It's overflowing. Pray tell, thou celestial harbinger of such splendid beauty and gleaming countenance, if the light might truly be of your making, for thine ethereal and glorious nature beheld within that halo of eyes is my duality which foreverly plagues my being and soul. The sun, I say. The sun is nothing compared to you. Point at her and whimper. As you finish your rambling, there is a silence sweeping over the magistrate's yard. Foreverly is not a word. Now it is. Bow down before her. As your helm touches the ground of the magister's garden, you feel the urge, the overwhelming and excruciating final urge to tell this angel one more thing. You consecrate the very earth, my lady. The goblin's eyes dart back and forth between the two of you. He's expecting a retaliation. The words escape your lips like smooth, honey? Yeah, honey. I'm sure she loves that. She looks down on you with many eyes. No response at first, but then she raises her head. Thank you, she says. A dry reply. At least she's not pissed. Take that as a win. Hey, Snell whispers to you. Don't mess with this frickin' thing. Be careful now. Cut to the chase. She clearly has no interest in small talk. Why? Aren't angels good? He grits his teeth. You ever heard of celestial punishment? We're talking seared flesh, cleric. Right off the bones. Do not mess with her. He takes a step back. I'm here to investigate the tea shop. The eyes just stare at you. They spin gently around her. Great. Nice. We got that cleared up. She's very non-vocal. Great, so, the eyes stop spinning. She can sense your impatience. The creature is dread itself. You know what? Let's go for it. I'll be honest, I find you very attractive. Your comment causes the angel to turn her face towards you for the first time. Walk away! Walk away! Walk away! You can feel Snell sweating. Malukti Prazamnawi. She's mocking you, for sure. You can sense she does not see you as worthy. Is that all right with you? Perhaps you should stand up for yourself. Okay. Take a step forward. Don't disrespect me, angel. As you do, she makes her first real move. 1 step. Her hand placed upon the top of your helmet. What the? When? The goblin grits his teeth and stumbles back. The ring rotates around her head and now yours. She's close. Stay silent. She leans in. You see through the gap in her skull where her eyes should be. A warning, cleric. Jed no, she whispers, before taking a step back, leaving you frozen. Your body is pulled towards her. That was awesome! Despite her harsh words, you see her body language relax. Maybe. It's hard to tell, but she does not appear truly angry. Coin Lord Darrow is busy, she speaks. I'm here on city business and I need to speak with him. She looks to her right towards the building leaning against the ancient tower. After a moment of silence, she says, Coin Lord Darrow will be available post-midnight. He will only be available after midnight, between midnight and 6 a.m. He will be in his restuir. Several of her eyes look to the entryway to her right. Restuir. It's one of those fancy terms imported from Anuran culture. Though it doesn't mean anything in Anuran, they kind of got it wrong. What is Anuran? Anura. A fancy name for frog folk and toad folk. You've heard they don't like those terms for some reason. Right. She says nothing. What a conversationalist. Yeah, I need access to the tea shop. Now. Coin Lord Darrow has requested no unauthorized access. But I am authorized. You are not. Damn, she got you. Don't lie. You're not good at it. Can I ask some personal questions? No. Please? No. You didn't actually think this living tank of a creature could just open up to you, right? You speak good human for an angel. Human is not a language. Oh yeah, I meant Norvikian. That is a dialect. Gotta be so specific. Snell chuckles, then goes back to being awfully quiet. He's so afraid of the angel, he stifles his witty remarks. The common tongue of the man is called Diminorian, of Old Diminor. You speak good Diminorian, then? I speak every tongue, cleric. It is not special. Cold. I like her. Your companion raises an eyebrow. Really? Even goblin? Ta-mi, she says, turning her gaze to him. Naktathu Gabhar? Oh, awesome. Good job, lady. He did not expect that. Let's nod our head. Just out of curiosity, let me go and see if I can knock on the old door. No way forward. Okay, so I'm kind of SOL until the day ends. Truly ancient piece of history, propped up as a garden decoration. Ooh, there's a shard of yore. Thank you. All right. Great. So I'm kind of stuck until we actually go to midnight, which isn't a problem, because that gives me free reign to do whatever the hell I feel like. They won't mind if I steal some apples. Magistrate's apple tree. It's Brocken. A branch from the majestic apple tree in the magistrate's yard. A sign of humanity's greatest ability to grow and nurture the natural world. This tree was most likely a gift from Lady Sageleaf. Seen anything suspicious lately? Snell gives you a concerned glance. Then he too turns to the tree and growls. You better answer quick if you want to give your, You better answer quick if you want to keep your leaves, buddy. The tree does not respond. Damn, I guess we'll never know. Yeah, goodbye, tree. I'm not going to climb the branches. That's rude. But I will take the apples. Thanks. So, you thought any more about, no? Okay. I mean, come on, isn't it any dream for a cleric to just be, appreciated by the angels or something? Listen, I don't know much about D&D lore, okay? Archangels? No idea. Oh, wait, hold on, let me see. This is a temple to Earth, and I am a cleric of Earth. So, right? All who pass are mine to keep? That seems very possessive. Behold, the election looms, 4 days remaining. Oh, is this the election box? I'm not going to mess with that. Let's see here. Who is this? The Duck? Not very strong, but maybe I can glean any information? An undead and a true warrior. Okay. What's your deal? The Duck. A dark iron can of man sits alone in the temple steps. Duck, a waterfowl common in Niscani lakes. His face obscured, an axe strapped to his back. That seems pretty strapped to his hand. I have some questions, good knight. His helmed head is slumped downward slightly. Is he asleep? He's not really here. Are you okay, citizen? No response. My good knight, say something. A metallic scraping noise fills your ears. The knight is moving, ever so slightly, his head turns. Within the slits of his helmet, you see the faint shimmer of a bony face. Your name, soldier. His voice echoes out into the open chamber. I am Ron. The knight's head slumps once again. Speak your mind, soldier. Where'd you get that cool armor? The knight sits completely still and does not answer your question. I think you're amazing, my good knight. No response. This creature holds no grudges, yet his hollow disposition taunts your senses. You feel invalid next to this man. You must learn from his ways. DC of 10, I can do that. Attempt to have a firm discussion about masculinity. Yeah, see? Easy peasy. He just sits there, ready for a good talk. Divinity. There's light within this man. Stare at him. The knight shifts slightly, his armor scraping against the rock. Breathe heavily. The knight turns to look at you through his helmet. Wait a bit longer. Soldier, your presence is unwanted. Present your query, then leave these hallowed grounds. Are you a cleric? No, he says. I am a warrior. Do you have any spell scrolls I can have? The knight slowly grabs a scroll out of his pack. He tosses it to you after a moment of deliberation. A spell with power. Memorize it, soldier. Already did. He lifts his head. The darkness through his helmet focuses on you. No, soldier. Memorize it. I told you I already did. Point at your temple. I'm quick. You. The cleric here is a bit of a monster when it comes to magic, from what I understand. The Dark Knight nods, then lowers his head. You've earned his respect. Good. Your ability to memorize spells instantly is an incredible talent. He should be impressed. How does one become a true warrior? A warrior. The knight places an iron gauntlet upon his knee and leans forward. A whispering wheeze escapes the slits in his helmet. Serve. Until the coast falls in on itself. Until Yor breaks the veil, and every god rips and tears our reality into shreds. Serve well. Serve loyally. That is what a true warrior does, no matter what. The wheezing stops. Your companion gives you a horrified glance. What if you serve someone evil? He shakes his head slowly. Place not the choice of morality into the hand of the one who swings the axe. Truth of alignment lies entirely within your god, soldier. Do not forget that. He lifts his hand and clenches it. Wait, who do you serve again? Viskin. He moves his head towards you. No, that is not. Viskin? The mortician? With a sudden force, the Dark Knight slams his axe into the ground. Darkness creeps through the hall within you. Do not speak of that, soldier. Why? Is it a secret? He returns to his still position. Do not. The knight is now waiting for another question. Lucky you, he didn't kill you. Okay, how do I open that gate downstairs? I have the key. Oh, can I have it? No. You are too weak for that. The man is correct. You need to get back to your strength first. The city below is dangerous. You should make sure to prepare properly before heading down there. Perhaps bring more spells. Perhaps make sure to recuperate enough for you to once again be able to cast higher tier spells. It is embarrassing that you not have already returned to your former state of esoteric mastery. The city below is darkness incarnate. Do not tread without care. You never do. What do you know about the tea shop? Not much. He'll talk? Why? Not like you can threaten him exactly. Did you see anything suspicious before the explosion? No. You sure? The knight nods slowly. Do you have any piece of info that would help me? Maybe a man dressed in yellow? He goes silent for a while. A man passed through the halls below. Civilians do not pass there. Past the crypt entrance, through the goblin's domain, into the southern caverns. How do I get to the city below? He pauses as if thinking about your question. The goblins. Use their passage, below Viskin's lair. Right, this staircase by the apples, where you woke up. There are many ways down, but the passage in the chamber where you woke up, that would be a good place. That is the safest path. So, a man? Dark hair, silk clothes, headwear, dressed in yellow. Sounds like Aridian nobility, merchant type. What's past the crypts? The roots of the goblin's tree. Then more tunnels, the southern tunnels. Then the sewers. How do I get there? There are paths. Most are trapped. Once you get there, the alligator might know more. His grounds are near. You've heard rumors of monsters in the sewers under Water Lane? Alligator? His rage is endless, his appetite growing. Do not anger him. He won't speak more about this horrific creature. The knight looks down, waiting for your next question. So, basically dive deep like some spelunker? Yes. This is great. Thank you, my good knight. He is quiet. He has been ordered to answer your questions. This feels forced. Where were you on the noon of the 21st? Below. Okay, below. Can you elaborate? The walls shook in the crypts. I was on patrol. I was not in position to perceive any misdoings. There are thousands of tombs and crypts scattered below this ancient metropolis. The city below is an endless, and almost most of it stands unexplored to this day. Okay, sure. Why were you in the crypts? He is silent and still for a moment. I have my purpose. As do you, soldier. Do not pry too deep. Noted. He places an iron hand on his knee, waiting for the next question. That is a firm yet gentle reminder that he could crush you in an instant. Well then, now some other questions. Who are you? He is silent for a while. You feel a light breeze pass through your armor. The duck. Excuse me? I am the duck. That's wild. That doesn't suit you at all. The knight does not respond. He does not wish to share more. Whom do you serve? I serve, he says, trailing off. Radiant. Yes? Once again, he turns to look at you, the darkness within his helmet seeming to reach out towards you. As if grabbing hold of the very air, you feel everything growing cold. I serve nothing. A lie and a truth at once. And why are you loitering here, knight? I am not. The cold voice echoes throughout the chamber. I disagree. I am on my off hours. He speaks as though reading from a script. You like it here? No response. I too would like to hang on the steps of the temple. His helmet turns slightly. Can I hang out with you? Please? His helmet turns away. Some metallic creaking is all you hear from the night. Your manhood is infinitely tiny in comparison. I'm not going to ask about the ballot boxes, they seem pretty self-explanatory. But I will... A glorious shrine to Earth. Alright, so I will take a little bit of a look at Earth. Let me prepare some spells. What do I have available to me? Can I select this? Oh, I sure can. Charm person, no. Cure wounds, yes. Grease, maybe. Inflict wounds, yes. Prayer of healing, sure. Shield of faith, why not? And just everything, I guess. Because there's no reason not to. Okay. Finish. Alright, so I have all of my spells ready and waiting. Okay. Great. So the good news is I can now, understandably, mess around. Because I can't speak to the coin lord Darrow in order to receive my whatever. But I am going to go back to the dwarf who was on this pier. Actually, before I do that, let me see if I can get any more information from the goblin. You approach the tea shop door once more. Right, tea shop. So what's the plan, cleric? Turn to Snell. The tea shop that blew up, eh? It sure did. Was one hell of a blast, but the structure's still standing. The masonry is modern. Clearly the work of dwarven engineering. Looks like crap, but boy can it take a hit. Disliking dwarven architecture is very hip these days. There's no other way in? Not that I know of, but it wouldn't surprise me. Tolstad is full of tunnels, holes, pipes, so who knows? That DC is way too high. It is, yep, literally impossible. What kind of magic is this? It's arcane lock. Casting it on a bunch of planks is unorthodox, but obviously they got it working. It is used all over the towers. You need a passphrase to unseal it. Do you think I could break it open, Snell? I'd love to see you try. Go for it. I believe in you, cleric. The goblin's heart is on your side. He is half mocking you. Can I bypass the effect with magic? Of course. Knock would do the trick. Take another look at the planks. Yeah, I can't do anything here. But that's fine. I have another goal in mind, and that is to see about the dwarven girl. Hello. Oh, hi. The dwarven girl looks around nervously. I saw her up top, right by the main road. Oh. The girl perks up and glances towards the top of Tolstad. I'll go look for her there. Thank you, Mr. Cleric. She curtsies before you. Then she scurries off. Another good deed done. All right, great. Well, now that I have the freedom... Oh, wait, I know what I can do. There's... Well, what I could use is actually a weapon. Do you think there might be a weapon shop around here? Sleeping. For service come back after midnight-ish. Okay. All right, well, what I need is a weapon. What is this? Active machinery inside. Well, that's not going to be terribly useful for me. It's a windmill. But I do want to get past that zombino. But I feel like for that, I need some sort of weaponry. So let me go check back up into the upper stairs. So far, I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, and maybe this was the original intention. You're new. Or are you? And I'll talk to you in just a second. Let me pause it. So, time only passes when I make unique choices. What was I going to say? Yeah, so far it is actually, I'm not going to lie, kind of seeming like a D&D campaign. And I know it's difficult to parse because, a lot of this has roles and difficulty checks and fantasy creatures and everything like that. And even though it has its own universe that's different from the D&D universe, I think humans are just called humans and not Earth creature. I actually don't know. This shows just how invested I am. I apologize. I am invested. I'm just very dumb. So forgive me, dear viewer. But so far, we got ourselves a mystery cooking. And I'm glad at least I have 9 hours to just heck about so that I don't have to worry about nothing. But you individual, you strike me as very unique. Lady Chamar, Mountain Lamb. All right, let me behold you, lady. See what I can glean from you. It's a human, a coast folk, level 2 cleric. You think you're better than me? The follower of the holy mountain of Divini Torum. She hates you, entirely due to your blood origin. Or maybe there's something else. You're not my priority right now. What I wish to have is Tollsroot, North Darrow House. Great. What I wish to have is there a shop where I can find... What's going on? Why are you doing that? No, stop. What happened to my controls? Hello? If I do that... Okay, I'm back. I'm back to normal. What I want to have is... What is this? This road leads to Central Tolstead. You have no business there, but I want to because I want a mace. What I could do is I can try to fight the Zombini. In fact, I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to go see if I can actually do any damage to the Zombo. And if I... Oh, no, there... Yes, this way. And if I can... Is this... Did I not already check this? Oh, no, I'll take the crowns for sure. The Drunk Sphinx. Oh, the bar! I remember reading about this. Drunk Sphinx opens at 8. Okay. Oh, is that another apple? Heck yeah. Might need those for not dying. Give. Okay. And this just leads back up to this square. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. So the duck tells me that another way I can find the yellow man, or the man in yellow, is to go past into the basement. And go past the zombie. So I think I might do that. But before I do, I kind of want to... Shut up, Echo. Some of them stand out to you as classics. Yep, great, yep, bookishly, yep. Damn, Viskin's got a whole library in here. He gives you a worried look. We do have slightly more important stuff to handle than reading. At least right now, cleric. I'll read folk tales. Opening the Trill Sisters book shows you the index of several tales, many of which you heard growing up. Stories for children are useless. Do not waste time here. Out of the tales, you see the one remember the most, the one about the gnome and the titan. This story always spoke to you, mostly because of the unlikely friendship between the two. All right, I'm going to read a little in the large. In the old days, when dragons ruled the skies and titans wandered the earth, there lived a gnome named Abacus, known far and wide as a half-wit. Whenever by fate or folly, he often found himself in the oddest of places, and so it was that he stumbled into a deep valley of Ascan. This valley was home to Ka-Ymor, the Mist Titan, a colossal being with fur as thick as the ancient forests and limbs that clutched the very mountains. His upper body was hidden in, or perhaps made of, the swirling mists that filled the valley. But on this day, the valley was not the serene refuge it had once been. The air was thick with ash, the rivers ran black, and the trees stood as charred husks. Esoteric, the ancient red dragon, had set the forests aflame, hoping to drive Ka-Ymor from his domain and claim the fertile valley for himself. Ka-Ymor was furious, his great form trembling with rage. He searched for the source of the destruction. His eyes fell upon Abacus, who was wandering aimlessly, his tiny mind more puzzled by the sudden darkness than anything else. I think the coast would be filled with these beasts of yore at one point. They reigned harshly and wildly, but it is not hard to see why some preferred their chaotic dominance to the tyranny of dragons. All right, I'm going to stop reading the book. You shut it. Close it on the show. Yep, great. Okay. I'll read that later. I thought it would help me gain more wisdom, because I thought that would be nice, but no. No more farting around. We have ourselves a never mind. Okay, great. Zombie gone. Imported goods, HWBT, that's the goblins. What do you have here? Ooh, a cardamom treat and crowns. What exactly is a cardamom treat do? Oh wow, that's a lot of health. A traditional Norvikian baked bread. It is famous around the coast. Or if it's not, it should be. Okay, let me behold. A crate filled with sand? Is that a dagger? A slightly broken standard issue Earthguard blade. All right, I'll take a broken sword. Heck yeah. Hey, something's better than nothing. You approach the crate full of sand. Hey, Snell, what's up with this weird crate of sand? The goblin glances over at what you're doing. Let's see, that's a... His eyes shoot open, very, very wide. Nope, back off, right now! He pushes you away from it. You're scared of a little sand? I'm trying to keep you alive, idiot! That bad, huh? Yep, do not touch that stuff! As the two of you are a few steps away from the crate, he takes a breath. That, cleric, is a crate of mosquito sand. Without explaining further, the goblin sneaks up behind the crate and grabs the lid. Moving more carefully than you've ever seen him move before, he gently places the lid on top of the crate once more. Something must have startled it to make it push open the lid like that. He wipes some sweat from his brow. What would it have done to me if... From what I understand, it would have choked you, drained you of your blood, and slowly mushed you inside that crate. Now let's leave it the heck alone. Okay. All right, well, that's a problem. A glow glass, very common magic item. What is this? There's a door inside this tunnel. All right, let's explore this first before we go deeper down. Oh, it's the goblin tunnels. Okay. All right, well, in that case, let's traverse the stairs. There's death saving throws? What's going to happen to me in this? All right, we've reached the city below. Very ominous. Very creepy. Maybe it's time for a cantrip. Heck yeah. What is this? Swamp extract, I'll take that. Savamp extract, I'll take that. All right. So far we seem to... Oh, Jesus, what? Taking a step forward, you touch a thin cord. Something soft latches itself around your ankle. A contraption is now in motion. There is no time. It is a... Huh? Oh, jeez. Okay, well, let's see if I can avoid the trap. Sure can't. It tightens around your boot. With a violent tug, you're forced to the ground, hitting the back of your head on the steps. Before you can even react, your entire body has been dragged over the edge. Cleric! No, no, no! You're falling, but not that far. With a painful snap, your descent is stopped, and now you're simply left hanging. Seems like I'm in a bit of a pickle. The goblin leans over the edge with a frown. The mechanism is below. I can't reach it. I can try to grab you once you make it up here, but you gotta do most of the work yourself. Can't you get a rope or something? No time. Just take a deep breath. You can make it. How long can I hang like this? Not long. Your skull is pooling. Within minutes, you will lose control of your mind. Let me look up at the rope. It's snarled tight around your boot, should you keep hanging for a long time. You see how it's connected to a series of pythons wedged deep below on the side of the stone walkway. Next to you is a hanging rock. It acts as a counterweight. All right, let me see if I can pull myself up. Snell will help me. Okay, great. So I already solved it then. Yeah, heck yeah. A final deep breath. You feel the numbness spread as you heave upwards, one gloved hand gripping the rope, then another. Through sheer power, you pull your entire body weight upwards, climbing higher and higher until a green claw grabs your hand. Your goblin companion groans as he helps you up. You roll over the edge. Let's get that rope off. Your fingers dart around your ankle, desperate to remove the latch rope. You rip it off as you toss it to the side. Free. Safe. Alive. That was awful. Going through a near-death experience will last in your soul. The goblin stumbles back. Frickin' hell! You realize you've been holding your breath. Your lips are probably turning blue. Breathe. I need to breathe, damn it. Air fills your lungs. You are alive. Thanks, Snell. He nods. That was a nasty trap. I don't think I would have noticed it. I don't think I would have noticed it either. Your companion looks disturbed. But still, don't let that happen again. Check out the rope. Extremely sturdy rope, thick, soft to the touch. You do not know the name of this material. Must be exotic. At the knots, you see a series of burned-in letters. Someone's left a message on the ends of the rope itself. Behold, Bulba Slop. Bulba? Bulba, the last of the Titans, fought against the dragons in Vorgeni, died in a Heiji swamp. His corpse spawned many monstrosities across the coast. Kraid. Creepy. Don't know what that means, but I don't like the look of it. Really don't. All right, let's go. All right, well, I'll proceed calmly down the stairs, shall I? Okay, there's more of those mushes. And honestly, that'll be good. Because I think I can eat some of them. Yeah, 3 HP. Perfect. If I know how to use the interface. Great. Okay. Let's proceed quickly and calmly. What are you, little sprite? A rat. Not really running from you. A white rat. I just have this now. A white rat. It acts shyly, but approaches you nonetheless. Looks like it doesn't really want to get grabbed by you, but also doesn't fight it. Instead, it just follows along. Sort of not very happy with the situation, but what can you do? Okay. I have a rat now. A little skaven creature of my own. Where are we exploring? Again, I am grossly... left-hand path yields the greatest results. I am enamored with this game so far. Oh, there's an esoteric shard in the ground. Okay. Take the shard of yore. Thank you. The mysteries abound. Dear viewer, I am having a wonderful time. What is that? Is it a sword? What am I looking at? Everything suddenly goes very, very tight. Is it another trap? Dang it. A cramp? What's going on here? You can neither move nor breathe. Cleric, you okay? You hear your companion's voice faint, as if he was far, far away. This is possibly quite terrible. Hold on. Something's off here. Off. I can't move. Is it some kind of trap? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Stop playing around. Stopping like that reminds me of that time that... The goblin takes a step closer to you before jolting back. Oh, it's a gelatinous cube. All around you, acidic gel. Cube, slang for gelatinous cube. Gelatinous cube, a mindless yet dangerous cubic ooze. They are near impossible to spot due to their translucent nature, and digest anything within their grasp with a horrendously acidic substance. They are commonly within dungeons, used as both guards and cleanup. Cube! It is seeping into every crevice. By earth, that screams. That burns. You appear to have been enclosed within a gelatinous cube. You are statistically likely to die here and now. No! Not like this. Not in this terribly embarrassing way. What kind of idiot just walks into a cube? Cleric! You hear the goblin's voice faintly behind you. Listen to me! I don't know why, but that cube ain't aggressive. He tosses in a rope that quickly gets sucked into the gelatinous mass. Push a bit closer to the edge and grab the rope. I'll help you pull out. The rope doesn't get nearly close enough for you to easily take it, but if you can get to it, you might live. Listen to his voice. The goblin knows this horror. He does not want you to be dissolved. That is a high DC. It's literally impossible. I can't do it. Yeah. You struggle against the incredibly hard mass around your limbs, around everything. Strain and push. You fight, yet your muscles give out. After reaching just a little bit further... Jesus. Okay. The burning continues, inside and out. Cleric! A faint voice calls out to you. That feeling isn't nice. The one where you're sitting, eyes fixed upon the bucket, the sour apples sticking out like a mountain of bad decisions. That sick and sinking feeling in your stomach. Okay, I guess I'll feel sick then. It was not right. But you did it. They told you to. 15. You ate 15. You probably knew it wasn't real, but you did it. And when you walked up to those kids at the bottom of the pit behind the hills, Central Lower School, with that bucket filled with 15 apple scrut. What are the hills? The Hills, one of 3 unofficial districts in Norvik, basically the Halfling district, covered the hills. Get it? On the western side of the river. They laughed. They chanted. Evil. Little craps. Children are the worst. That's when you got that nickname, that you stuck around until your dad died, and you left the hills behind. They kept saying it. When you got mad, they said it. When you played along, mocking yourself, they said it. Apple Boy. Apple Boy. It's not even a good name. So uninspired. Yet you still tried to follow them, to be nice, play nice, be a friend. Apple Boy. But eventually they just started running away. Apple Boy. Each time you would try to get close, they would laugh and snicker and leave. And so the Apple Boy was all alone until the day he... You dumb prick! Open your eyes. Take the damn rope! The goblin cannot speak to you that way. Show him how a man deals with his problems. He clearly does not enjoy seeing you be dissolved. Clearly. All right. Okay. I'm gonna succeed this because I am not an apple boy for some reason. All right, let me escape the cube. I think I got it. Heck yeah. You push and fight against the endless pressure of this translucent force of acid and pain. And then grab the rope. You cling to it. Let's go! The goblin yells and pulls with all his might. Your muscles urge you to stop, but the lack of pain on each limb as it escapes the cube's surface causes you to continue. And finally, leave the cube. You pant and wheeze and cough up pieces of still sizzling cube ooze onto the dungeon floor. The pain fades. Part of that is your brain not processing the incredibly horrific burns you suffered. You best heal soon. Next to you, the goblin laughs. Holy crap! I thought you were a goner. Not yet. Good spirit. Phew. You turn around and look at it. The massive gelatinous cube just stays entirely still. It does not move nor react to your presence. It's a weird one. I've seen a few cubes, but never one that just sits there. Really ominous, honestly. It's clear that this cube is, at the very least, not actively hostile. Tell me what you know about these things, Snell. For one, they're never this passive. They also shouldn't be this big, I don't think. I've heard of them splitting and merging at times, but not to this size. Beyond that, I just know they're attracted to... He stops and thinks for a bit. What was it? Hot local goblins? Who isn't? But no. Powerful women? Who isn't? Nope. Penguin Pizza Pie asks, is it edible? Technically everything is edible. Whether or not you survive it is a completely different story, but there it is. The blood of man? No. Foreigners? Stop. It's not cleric, is it? I swear to the gods if it's clerics. He snaps his fingers. They're attracted to heat. Warmth? That is a synonym, yes. The goblin points to the glowing torch inside the cube. I bet it has something to do with it. Okay. Let me pet the cube. You reach forward, careful not to, and carefully tap the surface. But it just burns your hand a bit. God damn it, I'm dying again. Why did I decide to do this? There we go. Avoided exhaustion. But it just burns your hand a bit. You having fun? Ouch. The ooze does not seem to react. I wonder. Alright, let me eat everything I own. So that cures me of 5. So I'm gonna eat one of these. And I have some of these. And a couple of apples, so... Alright, so let's do that. Okay, so there's a gelatinous cube in there. And that's all I want to experience of that. So, gosh darn it. Is there another trap that I'm going to be... Maybe I shouldn't run everywhere. Ooh, a book. Investigate. A strange book. At the end of this hallway, in an alcove like any other, you see a book. It sits on a thin ledge. It does not have anything on the cover. This is creepy. Agreed. Don't write your name in there or anything. Heard about a guy that found a book once, up in Muletown. On the cover it said famous people, and inside was just a list of, well, famous people. Historical figures or whatever. So this guy thought it would be funny to scribble his own name among them. And poof! He turned into feathers, like a big collection of pure black feathers, started floating away in the wind down the river. It was all everyone could talk about for weeks. Penguin Pizza Pie says Tom Riddle's diary. Yeah, this is the crossover episode. This is the one where we start talking about good old Valdi Maldi. And hopefully in these dungeons we'll find his nose. That's a random story. He gives you a chuckle. Sorry, just popped into my mind. The goblin frowns, looking up at the ceiling. I can't seem to remember the guy's name, though. Ominous. Anyway, what were you doing? Okay, let's open the book. You flip open to a page. Any page. You flip through multiple. They're all empty. You know what you're doing, cleric? Let's keep flipping. You keep flipping until you see text on a page. It says, in clean and steady handwriting, what tome do you desire? Huh. Yeah, this is cursed. Clearly, this is esoteric. You take out a quill. You remember a number of ancient tomes, books, letters, and various pieces of literature you could ask for. You scramble to remember the names of various books, letters, and various pieces of literature you've seen through your education. Wait, Norvikian Chance is upstairs, so I'm not going to do this. The book stares at you as much as any book can. Yeah, I'm done here. I know that book is upstairs, so I don't really need to do that. And also, Snell's little, paw prints? Snell's little story kind of freaked me out, so I'm not going to really mess with that book. Paw prints, one on each side. There are 2 faint paw prints here, one on each side of the hallway. I think traps like these are my least favorite part of the job. How can you tell the hallway is trapped? He gives you a look. The type of look father gives his son when he learns about the destruction of the family heirloom, a sword passed on for generations. It's a trap, cleric. Should I touch one of them? It could end poorly, but... It cannot hurt. It is but the mark of that cat that is left upon this wall. It is the mark of that... Oof. It is but the mark that a cat has left upon this wall. It cannot hurt you. Hey, Snell, any, your thoughts on these paw prints? I feel like it would be very silly behavior to go around touching paw prints on the city below. But honestly, considering the strange traps I've heard of, it wouldn't surprise me if this was some bullcrap puzzle. Bullcrap puzzle? Could be something like... We have time to press both of them at the same time, and that somehow deactivates the trap for a while. I think it's worth a try. I suppose. What's the worst that could happen, apart from being polymorphed into a rust monster or something? That would never happen to me. I'm too lucky. Wish I had your confidence. You get into position and look over your companion at the left paw. He reaches up to it after a moment of hesitation. Ew. Yeah, this is magical. You see him shiver at the realization. But nothing more than that, he says, and he puts his whole weight on it. Try pressing yours. All right, let's press the other one. Clunk. The goblin jumps back. A deep groan from the halls. That... Did it do something? The heck is that ticking noise? Look around. Esoteric vibes. As you peer into the hallway, you see something appear on the wall. Is that... writing? At the entrance, a whirling mess of faint light forms a stable shape. Entrad en par e probios. It's something in eldritch language. How horrifying. What? No, that's just cat speech? I can read this, kind of. It's impressive. Sure. He stares at the text and mumbles to himself. It says, enter, as a pair? And be probed? I don't want to be probed. No, wait. He snaps his fingers. It's a test. Enter the hallway in pair and be tested. A test? Sounds dangerous. It does. We're still gonna do it, right? He clears his throat. I mean... All right, let's get into position. I'm ready. Yeah, okay. On 3, 2, 1... Just start walking. The 2 of you step forward. In hesitant unison. Stern, heart beating fast. How far are we going to... Crap! Stop! The text! You both stop halfway, looking at the magical lettering on the wall. Al son divino, la puerta se abrirá. Wait, hold on. This is very Latin-based. Caton-based? Al son divino la puerta se... Well, I mean, la puerta se abrirá just means the door will open. But al son divino, which I'm going to assume means if you are divine, the door will open. So maybe? Oh, gods, your companion mutters. You can read it, right? It's not like I took formal lessons. I've just picked up a few words here and there. He's sweating, a feeling of dread growing in his heart. A clicking sound starts to echo out into the hallway. Tick, 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 tick. Gods be damned. Okay, hold on, I got this. Tick. All Sun de Vino. Is that a divine song? What do you mean by sun? Sun, the light of day, the great source of power that moves alone across the sky over the day. It follows a different pattern of movement in each band, and with different intensities. In Ascani, it is small and moves quickly. There are different sun cycles in each band? That's wild. Tick. Puerta is door. Well, I could have told you that. Tick. Listen to the divine song and the door will open. Your doom is near. What's doom? Doom, the lair of a lich. What the heck does... Take a deep breath. Okay, cool. Yeah, very cool. He glances around the hallway erratically. The ticking is kind of a song. A rhythm at least? He's shaking. That ticking. Tick-tock. Oh, it's kind of catchy. You're clearly supposed to move forward in rhythm with the song. But without knowing it innately, it would be incredibly difficult to follow it. All of these are challenging. Let's try to figure out what the divine song means. Oh, that's bad. Have you read about this? No. You know little of these catfolk, let alone some obscure song in their culture. Damn it. The goblin punches you in the arm hard. Tick. Okay, let me follow my instincts. No. It's just a rhythm, clearly. Listen to it. You have to... Cleric! I can do this. Take a step forward. As you do, the ticking stops. That wasn't on beat. That wasn't on beat at all. Look at your feet, then to Snell. Your companion holds his breath and stares at you. What? What did you just do? Don't think, just go. Okay, let me see. Okay, great. You give the goblin a quick glance and a nod. He returns it with a stern expression. Tick, just run. You bolt off, the goblin beside you. Fire erupting behind you. Sorry, it feels like an instant and forever at once. The pressure wave of heat hits you in the side as you pass through the volcanic holes. But you escape the worst of the blast, as does Snell. He even overtakes you, reaching the end of the hallway first. The goblin tumbles onto the floor, tapping his jacket to put out the scorched ends. As you reach... Jesus, I am getting obliterated by this place. As you reach the end alongside him, a final wave of fire hits you. You burst out of the inferno, out into safety. However, you are burning. Fall to the floor and roll around. Both of you violently smack and roll around on the ground, so the fires are no more. Snell quickly gets up, looking around for more threats. Oh crap. He takes a deep breath. We're out? Oh, gods be good, we're out! The gods favor us, Snell. Enjoy being out of the fire trap. Cleric, look! He mutters and points to the wall once more. Another line of shifting magical text appears. Passad libres or mandato celestial. Okay, so we can pass freely because we are divine. We can pass liberally? By celestial mandate. Hells yeah, we can! Liberally? That sounds like free strider crap. First of all, every liberty doesn't automatically conflate with free striders. Secondly, I got it wrong. It's pass freely, I think. So I guess we can come and go as we please now. Hey, are you okay? Yes, Lion, get up. Your companion lets out a small laugh, the type of laugh you only get after winning against impossible odds. I'll be honest, he mutters, slumping down the ground a bit further down the hallway. That was worse than a mass torsion. Mass torsion, an infamous spell that causes all testicles around to twist, turn, and clench. It's horrific. Take a few more steps away from the hallways of doom. The goblin's gaze flits around, dancing from tile to tile. He is looking for more traps. Finally, Snell seems to find himself more at ease. He lets out an exasperated sigh. I need a goddamn breather. Yeah, same. I'll join him for a short rest. With a groan, the goblin notices some soot on his jacket and he brushes it off. This isn't exactly my first trap, but we usually hire third parties to disable them. So you're saying you're a bit of an expert on this stuff? Depends on who you compare me to. Rooting around in his pouch, Snell finds a tiny green sphere. He smacks it against the ground and it begins to flutter up into the air. A sprite spirit. What kind of glow globe is that? The Nescent kind. Sadly, it's my last one. Then the goblin leans back against the dungeon wall, making sure to check for any trap mechanism beforehand. Look, I work mainly in Upper and Lower Tolstad. The city below is not my responsibility. Usually. So, apologies if I don't have these magically shifting tunnels memorized like some veteran adventurer. No need to apologize. From what I've read, the city below is incredibly dangerous. Damn right. You've heard that the city below changes from time to time, but most people believe it to be a myth. The old guard used to deal with the tunnels all the time, but since Earth's death, that work has been entirely relegated to the 3 goblin tribes. It's sad we clerics don't get to delve these days. Don't want to leave all the fun to you goblins. Not sure I describe this hellhole as fun. But for future reference, this place, it's real close to the garden, right? Sure. Wasn't here a couple of months ago. Between the garden and the water lane sewers, I'm 100% sure that these were a slanted hallway full of frozen spikes. We boarded them up as well as we could at the time. Boarding up. That only lasted a couple of hours. It moved around? Yeah, it moved around. All this crap does. The esoteric madness down here was mostly managed after the conquest. Let me remind myself after the conquest. The conquest, the correct way of referring to the historical event in which humans founded Norvik. Most humans, however, refer to it as the Reconquest. The Reconquest is a historical event in Norvik. It began with Earth's landing in 466 AE, and is said to have been finished by 468 AE, when Earth finished eradicating the trolls who roamed the ruins of Tulin Katil. It is a point of contention as if it should be called a Reconquest or just the Conquest, as no human has ever lived in the location before. But it still rises at times in spurts of violence and esoteric randomness. That's insane. I figured all the shifting calmed down after the conquest. It didn't. Or I mean, from what I understand, your dead god and his paladins used to keep things clean. But nowadays, it's getting weirder by the day. But hey, now that you're here, you can take on this esoteric crap, right? Do well, and I'll buy you a beer. Deal? Sure. Wait. Right, you're not allowed? Maybe a little one? A tiny glass? Tiny glass of beer? He shrugs. It's not like they have a way to check, right? No, they do. They do? They scan us. They scan you? Detect poison and disease. They check us sometimes. Detect poison and disease? I don't need an explanation. I can probably figure out what that is. Oh, crap. I keep forgetting you're like an actual cleric. No alcohol at all, eh? I don't like the taste. Oh, so you've tried it at least. A shameful past. Those were the days. I was a wild kid. I'm sure you were. But trust me, the city below is very esoteric. Nod somewhat. It's also really screwed up, which explains why your beloved city would give up the property rights to a bunch of goblins, huh? He laughs. A sad laugh. In these last couple of years, there's been more and more Reedsian scholars going delving to study it. The old lady doesn't let them in on her turf, of course. Chasing them away is one of my many jobs. Politely, of course. I'm not some syndicate gangster. But the other tribes are more accepting. For a ton of coin, of course. What is your job exactly? I'm a runner and a handler of the HWBT. Look at him until he actually tells you what he does. He crosses his arms. I do a ton of stuff, okay? I run errands for the old lady. Anything she needs. I also make sure our operations run smoothly. Everything from the apartment rentals to the CBS. So you're a project manager. On that I can relate, and I do not envy you. And I wish I had a purple coat like yours. That would be a good outfit. That's shorthand for the city below security. Anything the old lady needs, I do. So you're a custodian? No, that's... You see his face contort into a painful expression. Gods be damned. Custodian might actually not be that far off. My job mostly consists of talking to people, cleric, like we're doing right now. A lot of talking, a lot of running around. He takes a deep breath. Exactly what we're doing right now. Just without the light dungeoneering. Nice work, by the way, with the trap. Don't mention it. My cat speech isn't the greatest, so I'm not sure what I expected. But we're alive, that's all that counts. He's a bit shaken up over it. As are you. You okay, by the way? No serious burns? No need to visit a healer or anything? I'm very good at abjuration magic, it's fine. Abjuration? He scratches his chin. That's the protect tomato one, right? Ah, yes, the old tomato reference guide. They use it in schools to teach the differences between the esoteric categories. You are hungry. Understandable, you have not had a vegetable for a very long time. You know about the tomato cheat sheet? He smirks. Everyone knows about the tomato cheat sheet. He looks proud. But wait, is all healing magic abjuration? Because that's one that protects, right? A shield is protection, but healing sounds more of a post-protection thing to me. It's a bit more complicated than that. The esoteric can be malleable, after all. Interesting. Well, I've learned something new today. How lovely. I've been meaning to ask, but what can you tell me about Lady Sageleaf? What is there to say? She did the impossible, actually uniting the rowdy Halfways tribe. Before her, we were close to being kicked out of the city. Really? Damn right. That was before my time, of course, but we had problems with our old council structure. He leans and whispers to you. The council didn't get along. Not alone. How long have you been working for her? The goblin mutters to himself and looks off at the distance. Damn, I guess it's almost been 10 years. Damn, I've only been a cleric for... As you pause, he raises his eyebrows. His expression says, do go on. My Earthguard training was 3 years, and I've been at the towers for 5. He chuckles and stretches a bit. Time takes us all. Time takes us all, a classical line from the play Tisias, about a merman who decides to swim around the coast. It is considered bigoted by some, as does not portray merfolk culture in any semblance of accuracy. But man... So she's a dictator? Yeah, in a sense. In a sense? Look, I'm all for democracy and modern liberal thought. He points 2 thumbs at himself. Hell, I even used to be a registered freestyler. Of course. You can tell from the start the goblin is a moneymaker. But I don't believe in direct democracy. Bureaucracy is a curse spawned from arcanist bungholes. Honestly, I do genuinely believe that. And I come from a job where bureaucracy is paramount to functionality. And I can tell you, I want to die. The goblin is rarely correct, but this time he's touching upon the truth. The arcanists did fall apart once they stopped relying on ruthless magocracy and meritocracy. Their infamous bureaucracy was a symptom of that disease. He gives you a tired look and clicks his tongue. Sometimes you do need a strong, wise leader to unite the people. Allowing one person to wield power to that degree is efficient, but can easily end in trouble for everyone. You are correct. The important part is that the leader, A, remains wise, and B, does not leave power to corrupted idiots. Which, in the old lady's case, she's remained wise, and I see no signs of that changing anytime soon. The only way forward is to trust in the wisdom of Asgul, ban hierarchies altogether. The goblin shrugs. I can't give you an objective truth, sadly. But I know Miska Sageleaf. She's a great leader, and I'm proud to serve her. No leader rules forever. What about her succession? He looks at his claws. It's complicated. In the case of her passing, she will leave power to the old, but slightly reformed council structure. I'd be on that council, for example, one of the designated elders. Sounds like she's the same mindset as most dictators. I'll be in charge forever. So if she died, you'd get more power, eh? More power? He laughs. More responsibility. I'd hate that. Lady Sageleaf has been around for over 30 years. She's going to be around for a hell of a lot longer, too. Oh, these voices. Right now we have more pressing things to worry about. Does she have a consort of some kind? Why? You interested? He laughs. A defensive laugh. Are you? He stops laughing. No. He looks worried. Clerk, I'm devoted in my service. Lady Sageleaf is one of the greatest goblins who ever lived. She has no need for consorts. Neither do you. He is idolizing her. He clearly sees her more as a god than as a master. And also, he's clearly got the hots for her. I'm guessing you enjoy working for her, then. I do, cleric. It's good. Very interesting. Anyway. Well, what about you, cleric? What do you think about the old lady? Let's see. To be honest, or to be flattering? The goblin probably does not care too much of your opinion either way, but it can be used against you. The chieftain is pain, but she does serve her people well. That is admirable. Well, yeah, she does appear to be a great leader for your people. He scoffs. And what do you really think? Well, yeah? She does seem to be somewhat of a, pain in the buttocks. He lets out a hearty laugh. She can have that effect on people. For some strange reason, tall folk don't tend to enjoy being talked to by goblins, nor women, especially goblin women. Look, it doesn't really matter, but as an elder in the tribe, I can tell you, as a representative of the city, Lady Sageleaf is a force of good in Norvik. I can promise you that. The non-human folk of Norvik are in many ways oppressed by the state and dominant culture, but the goblins have always been most affected, ever since the horrible genocide. It was a war, a reconquest of fallen land. A war against a divine god is not a war. It is a one-sided extermination. The goblins did not have to fight. They could have surrendered like the 3 tribes did. The 3 tribes who were stripped of their culture, their land, and their languages. They were given a new home. They were forced. It was them or us. It was them or us. That is what you tell yourself at night. The goblin runs his eyes. So remind me, what's our goal down here? Our missing witness. Frank, son of Frank. We know he went down here. It's a bit of a long shot, but something smells fishy. That man in yellow, the explosion. We'll find something down here. Hopefully nothing that kills us too fast. He clears his throat. Or you find that missing paladin I've been reading about, Lord Gorm. Lord Gorm, the last anointed paladin of Earth, one of the original faces of the party of Norvik. He went missing months ago, and many believe he was abandoned his post. You see him? A few times over the last year, coming and going. Never talked to him. He didn't seem to... Oh, Christmas. Oh. Goddamn you, Snell. He didn't seem like the type to talk with goblins, you know. You think he went down here? Honestly, I'd say so. Paladin looking to relive the glory days? I could see that. Dungeoneering for dangerous monsters, getting loot. Dying in some inglorious trap. He gestures towards the fire hallway. You think Mr. Gorm would survive that on his own? There were some scandalous comments about him in the papers last week. Oh, yeah. About him being outed from the party, right? Look, I think they just couldn't have a missing paladin on the ticket, you know? Don't read too much into it. You think he's alive? No way. Doesn't matter how big of a paladin he is, you go down solo into the city below, and you go missing for months. Guy's gone, no doubt. Maybe we'll find his body. That might be for the best. Or we'll find a very fancy paladin zombie. Well, what I know. You're the cleric. You seem quite knowledgeable to me, Snell. Thank you for guiding me. He glares at you. What do you want, a frickin' sloppy toppy? Jesus Christ. Thanks. I know I'm good at my job. This goblin is physically incapable of taking a damn compliment. Well, okay, good. So the goblin is very much like me. Anybody who pays attention to me, I meet with, or pays like me a compliment, I meet with immediate skepticism. He's immune to your social lubing. If you call it that, then yes, he's going to be immune. You know, it's good to see this. See what? Positive interaction imminent. Comment on the niceness of this unity. It's good to see this, City and the goblins working together at last. Your companion allows the echo of your words to die further down the hallway. Then, a faint smile on his face. You ever meet him? Think for a second, then speak. Who? Earth. The goblin, asking about your god. He must be growing interested in religion, having witnessed your example. Oh, how interesting, to see him broach such a topic. He will surely focus in on the genocide. No, Snell, or faded before I was born. Snell nods. First generation post-Earth then, eh? It's for the best. Never meet your heroes, right? I imagine those hedonists chanting Tokig's name wouldn't be too cheerful if he returned either. Nor every other zealot raging across the coast for dead gods. The goblin spits out and leans back against the wall. Always hated Earth. Excuse me? He scratches his nose. I grew up being told to be grateful. But let me ask you this, cleric. if you were the last of your kind, one of the maybe 8,000 or 9,000 humans left in the world, and you were then told to be grateful to be alive just because the same monster that destroyed your entire culture also decided to let you live for the same reason, would you be grateful? He speaks of the goblin genocide. The goblin genocide was Earth's greatest mistake. He lets out a mocking laugh. It's good to know our current predicament was due to a mistake. Thanks for clearing that up. There aren't many humans left in the world either, Snell. Sure. The goblin looks at you for a moment, then nods. What is it, like 80% wiped out during the Coast War? 90? I've read about it. Sounds terrible. We brought it on ourselves. I don't know. He takes a deep breath. I suppose you could view the Arcanists as a sort of outside force that caused the whole thing. But you know damn well they were human too. Men cause their own oblivion. Human? Goblin? Doesn't matter, we're all people. I think it all comes down to what we've got today, then. You have a city, at least. We didn't even get to keep our language. But whatever. Guess I should be grateful. Grateful. The goblin stares at you. He's expecting nothing good to come out of your mouth. Should you be grateful? It's a hard question. Man should not simply lie down and take whatever subjugation arrives at the hand of a tyrant. But sometimes a man also has to make difficult decisions to protect those he loves. You can be grateful. If you're allowed to live, it's probably because you did something the dead ones didn't. The goblin wants you to tell him you'd share his anger, obviously. If your people fell, then they did not have the power to live. It's as simple as that. But it should not lead to gratefulness, it should lead to apprehension. I would be confused. He nods slowly. You wouldn't be alone. Snell clicks his tongue and gets up. Every goblin asks themselves that question. To be a Cran or not to be a Cran? It's a Cran. The goblin who signed the Goblin Treaty. He served Earth for many years as a warrior of Norvik. We all got different answers. What to do when the past is erased? He groans and shakes his legs a bit. They must have fallen asleep from sitting on the dungeon floor. Some focus on building something, culturally or politically. Some try to get rich in this new Freestrider world. Some of us, His voice trails off as he stares back into the fiery hallway. You hate Earth. The goblin nods. A little bit of hate, yeah. But afterwards, I only do one thing, cleric. I serve Lady Sageleaf. Snell zooms back to you, his expression calm, collected. That's enough for me. Nod. Your companion looks at you for a while. His yellow eyes seem to behold you, seeking another answer. This one's on me. What? This, short rest. It's on me. Lovely. Sprite light fizzles out, just in time. I'm good to go now. Get up and get going. All right. Well, on that note, dear viewer, we accomplished quite a bit. So, in the next episode, which is going to take place on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to continue down through the Undercity and see if we can't find any remnants of this Frank, son of Frank, man in yellow. And maybe by this time, hopefully it'll become midnight and we can finally talk to the coin master, Darrow, and finally be able to investigate the tea shop. But we did learn quite a lot about, the politics. I'm going to be honest, dear viewer, ever since, what is the anime? Goblin Killer? I am kind of, and I'll tell you this honestly, in terms of fantasy and stuff like that, and I'm loath to admit it, and perhaps maybe I should turn my ways, but I am a bit goblin racist. I know. It's not a terrible, to be that sort of way in any capacity isn't great. But, and, I'm starting to warm back up to them in the terms of the fact that, the orcs in 40K, the goblins there are incredibly intelligent and inventive. But ever since Goblin Slayer, yes, I don't know. I have a hard time siding with them. But perhaps that's just anti-goblin propaganda. I don't know. But either way, we learned a lot more about the culture, the history, and how it impacts people. Honestly, I know it's a bit fantastical and a little bit more removed, but these, the way that the writing makes it explore the politics and how it affects people does remind me deeply of how, Disco Elysium tried to affect that. Now, while they had more realistic, or actually more analogous to our reality in terms of politics and things like that, doesn't take away from the fact that this game also has that as well. I mean, you have people who were oppressed, who were almost wiped off the face of the earth. I mean, to be fair, it is giving me a little bit more appreciation for goblins. I have some thinking to do over this weekend. Maybe I need to reevaluate. But until then, overall, I'm glad of what we discovered. We're definitely progressing the story along, and we're definitely chasing down leads. But I am discovering more about, this land's people and their struggles, and that was the most intriguing part that I found about other games. This game has me. Its hooks are deep within me, and I wish I didn't trip so many gosh darn traps, but here I am, an idiot in my own boots. But outside of that is going to be the end of today's episode. The next time we meet, I have to pick a new game for Sunday's Scaries, so if you have any suggestions on what horror game that you think that I should play, by all means, please let me know in the comments. The next time that we are going to be playing Esoteric Ebb is going to be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But, probably Saturday evening, I'm going to have picked something for our Sunday Scary series, which is going to take place on Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And I do hope to see you there. Hopefully, if you haven't suggested something better, I would have picked something for all of us to enjoy and get creeped out by. With that said, I hope you enjoyed today's session. If you like, feel free to subscribe to my channel so that you can always find your way back home. And outside of that, dear viewer, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Tomorrow is Friday. Thank goodness, and thank all the goblin gods that we finally made it out. So, with that said, I hope it's incredibly relaxing. I hope that you enjoy your evenings. Hope you enjoy every fullest extent of your weekend. And we'll see you on the next episode, whenever that may be. Everyone, have a great evening, and bye-bye.